Hello and welcome back to another live stream of our F1 Manager 23 McLaren series as we are about to head into our second season in 2024 in this stream. So a bit of a chilled out one, this one just doing a lot of prep work, design work, so we may not get any race weekends in because we've got 53 days till this Bahrain Grand Prix. So as I say, this stream is really focused on just designing the car, getting the car to where we need it to be. But as you can see, driver lineup remains the same with Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris. There has been a couple of driver changes though. In terms of lower down the field, so Red Bull partnership remains the same, Ferrari is the same, Aston Martin and Mercedes the same, McLaren the same, and Alpine is the same. However, the driver lineup has changed slightly from Williams, so we've still got Albon. Yuki Tsunoda has come away from the RB, or AlphaTauri as it used to be. So Yuki is now in the Williams alongside Albon. Logan Sargent not on the grid at all. Haas retain Magnussen and Hulkenberg. Danny Ricciardo is still in the RB, but he's now joined by Zhou. And the Alfa Romeo team is Bottas, but we see the return of Mick Schumacher. So a couple of driver changes. In terms of the grid, 19 drivers of last year remain. The only one that doesn't is Logan Sargent. And the only new driver on the grid is Mick Schumacher. And say a couple of driver changes and teams as well. But what we need to be doing on this stream is really designing the car and getting that where we need it to be before the first race in Bahrain. So let's go and do that. If we have a look at the car analysis at the moment, you can see that we are around about probably an average of 6th, 7th. So certainly better than what we started last year. Low speed is very good indeed. 7th on the grid with that. Medium speed not so good. So we want to change a lot of this medium and high speed before we get to that first race of the season. So let's jump in and do some design work. I think first of all we want to do the underfloor. So the next ATR period is not actually until 63 days, which will be after Bahrain Grand. So I do want to go quite heavy on the underfloor. And we'll go for something like that. Minimum lifespan we can drop right down. Really this medium speed that we need to make most gains out of. Low speed we're fine, so I actually think something like that would work fine. We could probably, we don't want to lose anything, do we? I would say let's go with that. 43 days, we've got 53 days till the Bahrain Grand Prix, so let's go with that on the underfloor. Actually, can we get 29 days? I think we'll stick with 1 on that. That's an underfloor in the works. Let's also get a suspension on the go as well. Again, we want to focus on this medium speed. Go for something like that. That's going to be 53 days. Oh no, that's the Grand Prix, sorry. So let's go 1 engineer on that. Actually, I'd like to get a couple of designs in, really. Only 7 days. Let's just keep 1 on that for now. Chassis. Let's get a chassis on the way as well. Excuse me. Go something like that. That works quite well. That's going to be 30 days. 26. Let's do that. What else should we get in here? Should we get a front wing on the go as well? High speed we do need to improve though. Just go with that for now. 45 days, we might as well put the rest of those on that. There we go, so we've got 4 designs underway: chassis, underfloor, front wing and suspension. Then we'll try and get a few more in before we reach that first Grand Prix. Hello Elite Silver, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Let's forward on a little bit. Oh, some good news. We actually overestimated how long it take to design the underfloor. Requested we'll be able to finish it earlier than expected. That is good news. So it's going to be a week earlier. So that should allow us to get another one in as well. This is the Formula 2 F2 roster. 3 rosters, which are not too interesting at the moment. And these are the driver changes that we are going. Good to hear, Elite. No, I didn't sign Hamilton in the end. I have retained Oscar Piastri. So we have got Piastri in the car again for this season. Just to say, driver changes, very limited in this 2024 season. Like it was in real life. Well, actually, real life, there was no driver change. 24 was there, so we've got at least a few. As we see, Red Bull will concentrate on the main drivers rather than reserve drivers, but as you see, Red Bull and Ferrari, same driver lineups, as it is Aston Martin and Mercedes, as it is McLaren and Alpine. Then we start to see some changes. Haas remains the same. In Williams, Albon is still in the car, Logan Sargent now off the grid, and Yuki Tsunoda is in the Williams. RB, they retain Danny Ricciardo, but Zhou comes in the second seat there. And Alfa Romeo, Valtteri Bottas remains, but Mick Schumacher has returned to the grid. So as we say, Mick Schumacher is the only new driver on the grid, with Logan Sargent moving away, and a few changes there between RB, Alfa Romeo and Williams. Well, there we go. Oscar Piastri has increased his stats. We have increased his stats a little bit anyway in the editor. So he was 81, I think, at the end of the season, 80, 81. So as you can see, we put his base up to 84, which is now changed to 85. He's still a bit off Lando, because I think Lando's rated at 90. So there you go. You can see a little bit of an increase there for Oscar Piastri. But as we said we wouldn't do, not making him OP. He's still, Lando Norris, Alonso, Sainz, Leclerc, Hamilton, Russell, Verstappen. All of these drivers still rated better than him in the game. So haven't gone for an OP approach for Oscar Piastri, who is an OP himself. But yeah, we've gone to get him up to 85, which should make him more competitive, we hope, this year. Did you use the editor to make the grid? No, I didn't make the editor to make the grid, so that was AI changes for this year, Elite Silver. But when we go to 2025, probably will use the editor to replicate some of the moves we've seen this year. So sort of putting Hamilton in the Ferrari and so on. Right, so the chassis is complete. Let's manufacture that. What have we got till the race? 28 days. First car part is in 10 seconds. So we'll get enough of those. So let's just do 4 chassis. Get a rear wing underway as well. Again, we're going to focus on medium speed at the moment. Go with that. 28 days till the Grand Prix. That's now going to be 43 days. Let's rush that one so we get that done. Happy to spend a bit of money, a bit more money up front here to try and get the car in a better window. We have got some staff changes this year as well. So James Allison, technical chief, he was our technical chief last year. But we've got Diego Tondi in as our head of aero now. Tom Stallard is still Oscar's race engineer. He's only last year of his contract. But Bono is in the team and he will be a race engineer for Lando Norris this year. Right, let's have a look. So, drive development update. So, yeah, as we see, these are some of the stats that we boosted for Oscar. You can see still quite a bit off Lando. Puts him in a more least. Right, pit crew training. Let's just have a look when we get to here. They will be well rested as we get to there. So let's have a look. What do we need to... New tyres are on, could do a bit of... go for that for now. We'll have a closer look at that progress, but not too concerned about it at the moment. So we've got a front wing design now, so let's manufacture that. First wing 3 days, we've got 20 days now, so we can put those on. Will we get another front wing design? Just leave that for now. Hopefully Ira will remember to come back to that. The only thing we've not designed so far is some side pods. So let's go for some side pods. And 35 days, we've got 20 days now to the Grand Prix. Again, if we do rushed on that, we will get that done as well. So the underfloor is now going to take longer than expected. Let's pay some overtime, I think. Oh, and Diego Tondi, new to the team, has now gone up to 91 rated, and James Allison up to 89. Getting some nice stat changes here. The design is complete on that underfloor. Can we get another underfloor in? I don't think we will in that time. 17 days. $43 days. Rush. Yeah, let's just go with that for now. I have to manufacture that underfloor. And we'll just go for 2 for now, because we should have a new one coming pretty soon. Right, suspension is complete as well. Let's have a look on the suspension. to do is just turn that right down. $27 as well, so we need to manufacture that suspension as well. 8 days. We can do one normal. Then we'll have to do another one brushed. Happened there then. So suspension manufacture. Let's manufacture another suspension. Rushed 5 days. Where are we now? It's design work. Let's have a look. Car parts development. 17 days. Got the rear wing and side pod to go now. Let's see what we do here. The rear wing is designed. Go. Hello Dino, hope you're well. Just been listening to practicing Canada on the radio. Yeah. Bit of a stormy one, I hear. I want to drop this lifespan right down, but front wings I like to leave a little bit because you don't want them going every race. Let's go with that. Go for some normal now. So what did we just have done there? We have... Oh, actually, we need to... Which chassis have we got? A rear wing. Normal is 3 days. Rushed is 2. Let's have a look here. What have we got in the warehouse? Chassis. We have got 2 chassis. Need this other manufacturing work to complete. Side pods complete as well. Right, let's have a look. Look in that. Another rear wing on the go as well. Plenty of design here. When are these going to be finished now? 3 days. Have to use immediate on a lot of those. Emergency, I mean, which is going to be costly. Let us go back into here. Actually, let's go back into the warehouse. So we've got 2 chassis. So we've got two chassis, 1 rear wing, no side pods, 2 underfloors, suspension. So we can... what can we do here? We can cancel the underfloor. Suspension. Oh, sugar! I just cancelled the design project. Oh my god. Nightmare. Drop that back down. We have just made a blunder there, but anyway. In fact, okay, so pit lane was closed for about 25 minutes. Lando ended his session in P1. Not that very much. No, you can never really tell, can you, from practice times? But hopefully it's a good indication. So, got suspension and a rear wing being done. That'll be our second rear wing. No front wings. I'm going to have to go emergency on those. So that's fine. So we've got new chassis on it, new front wing. Other rear wing is coming. Don't think we've got any side pod being done. Cars should have a suspension and rear wing coming. Side pods we need to do. Costly, but we're going for it. Suspension. Both cars now. Rear wing. Both cars now. Side pods. It's now. Let's double check. So we've got the new chassis, we've got the new front wing, got the new side pods, got the new underfloor. Suspension. Right. And this is what we're looking at on cornering now. That's what we've gone for. We've gone full out for cornering. And as you can see, can't get much better than that. So, a bit of work done on top speed, cooling. But yeah, cornering is exactly where we wanted it. Hopefully, that will bring us a good result in this first race weekend. Reach Q3. Let's be confident, shall we? Let's go for 2 drivers in Q3. Finish position. 2 drivers, top 10. I want a double point scoring position. Finish 12th. Yeah, let's go top 10 for 2 as well. There we go then. We have set the performance targets. We have done our design work. I think we're pretty much ready to go and jump in to the first race weekend 2024 as we head to the Bahrain Grand Prix. I have come back from this holiday with sniffles and a virus, so apologies if you hear me coughing and spluttering away. Here we go. Is this going to be an exciting first weekend? And probably what I'm going to do is we'll do up to the end of qualifying. So this is going to be a shorter one because I'm only just back from holiday.
F1
being a little bit rough, but I didn't want to leave it another Friday without a stream, so I want to get this one in. Let's get through some practice and qualifying at least and see what the pace of the car really is looking like. So let's, excuse me, let's run these run plans up. Go. Right, with that, I think we're ready to jump into this first practice. Let's send Oscar out first. Closely followed by Lando.
Yep, radio check.
Yeah, radio's all good.
So radio check.
Yeah, all good. Yeah, the radio's loud and clear.
Go. Right, here we go then. So we have put the new liveries on the car as well, make it a little bit more realistic. I have got the glitch with Mick Schumacher, so I don't know if others have had that. But Mick is now with the Pick team, Sauber, and yeah, the initials don't show on the timing, which is unfortunate. Yeah, I did look, and it seems to be a bit of a glitch that others are encountered, so unfortunate. But as I say, we have gone for the new liveries on the car. Couldn't get the Kick logo to work, so we went with Stake, which I felt was better than having Alfa Romeo at least. I have got the new RB logo on there as well. I don't know if any of the other cars are out on track as yet, so we can show them off. We've got Sonoda, who's now in the Williams team. I don't think there's anyone else out, is there? Is the Alpine's out? No. Stappen is out. There we go, let's forward on anyway. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Canadian Grand Prix this weekend. Hopefully there's going to be a nice bit of wet weather, that always mixes it up. Here we go, so we've got plenty of drivers on track now. So yeah, you can see updated liveries on these. Ferrari there, we looked at the Williams, got the Red Bulls, Astons, it's the R McLarens, Green, Sauber, Alpine's there as well. The RBs. And also the Haas team, so just trying to make it a little bit more realistic to have some updated graphics on that. As always, let's forward this on, get the feedback, and hopefully work towards some 100% setups. So we're now 3 out of 5 of both drivers, so closing in on that now.
Oscar, is the car all okay?
It's fine.
Oscar's pretty happy with the setup. Bring him in now. We get Lando's shortly as well. We do. So let's have a look here. So we're bad on the straight, so let's change that rear wing angle straight away. Excuse me. We were great on traction, which is around about there. We're optimal on braking stability. We are going to have to bring that back. Let's go with something like that for Oscar. We can call Lando in there as well. Now let's have a look here. So not faring as well with Lando. So let's go a little bit more dramatic there. Let's go. Let's go with that with Lando. We are jumping into the stream no matter the platform. Thanks again for the support. Sorry that I'm probably sounding a little bit bunged up and not my usual self today. But we're soldiering on in this first practice session of the new season. Let's hope we are going to be more competitive. Although, as I say, we did hold out and get 5th in the constructors. Lando was, I would say, a pretty consistent point scorer. Not at the start of the season, but from race 4-5 onwards, still probably the last couple of races he was in those points every race. Oscar didn't score at all last season, so we'll be hoping for some points from Oscar. Say we have upgraded his stats, so he's now, well, he was 84 overall and we upgraded him. He's just gone up a further development point to 85, so could be more competitive, and hopefully we've got a more competitive car, so hopefully consistent points for both and maybe challenging for some podiums or wins as well. Just waiting for this last bit of feedback to come in for both. Hopefully we've got these cars in a little bit better windows. We briefly had a yellow flag there. Lando is ready to come in. So is Oscar. Let's have a look. Where are we at now then? So, okay, so we've got a bit of work to do here. Bad again on the straight, so this is going to have to come in for about there. Thinking something like that, though. Mr. Starts, how's your car looking this year? Pretty good now after that first lot of design work. We are first on all cornering, which I wasn't expecting. Just completely not looking at Oscar's car there. I'm wasting time. Sorry. Bear with. We'll return to it. Yeah, so, yeah, the base car started better than last year. I think last year we started 8th, 9th. A lot of the ratings were 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th. This year we had more, a couple of 13th, 15th. We had 7th already on low speed, so we had a good starting point. We've done a lot of design work before this Bahrain Grand Prix, focusing on the cornering speeds. Nothing much else at the moment. But yeah, we've managed, the car analysis showing before coming in this weekend that we've got the best cornering. Not the best car overall, best on the cornering, so that's certainly a good start for us. Hello Messi, how are you doing? Hope you're well. 50 on 2 out. Okay. What are you saying, 50? Oh, I guess we were talking on Lando's car when you put that in the chat there. Anyway, let's... we're great there. Good there. We do need to change... something like that, but the traction wants to go over there, really. This is... right, I think something like that for Oscar. Seven minutes to go then in this first practice session of the new season. Has anyone else encountered this Mick Schumacher glitch? Just completely blank on the timing screen. Random. Anyway, end of practice 1. That's a good start, I think, for the boys.
So you take the flag.
So it's a lot nicer to have some of the new liveries we've put into the game. But it's looking a bit more like 2024. Now let's kick on and go straight into this second practice. Be interested to see what the AI have done and what the pecking order is going to be as we start this new season. Ferrari were developing very well last year. They were starting to catch the Red Bulls, so that'll be interesting to see. Alright, let's go with that. And let's jump in then to this second practice session.
Sessions should be starting now.
What's the race predictions for Canada then this weekend? What are we thinking? What's the podium? What's your first, second and third? Love your content. Thanks, Messi. I really appreciate the support. Thanks as always for dropping by. Be nice to see if we get these setups nailed in this session, so then we can just focus on track acclimatization for the final session.
When you can.
I'm happy.
Okay,
As you can
copy
see, we've got Bono as race engineer for Norris this year. Right, so we're now optimal on straights. We're at 93%, so we've only got a little bit of tweaking to do now. Just depends what way you want to go with this. You're doing a lot there, is it? Let's just go with that and see if that's going to change anything. And Messi's going with Piastri on Piastri for the win. Sorry, Leclerc second, Sainz third. Oh, Max Verstappen in the top three.
How's the balance?
Right, let's have a look at Oscar then. We're also optimal. There's not much that we can do on braking stability. Not much of a window there. Traction. Gotta go that way. Might be pretty close with Oscar on that, hopefully. I'm not as confident on Lando as Esteban Ocon runs wide.
Here we are down at turn 7.
Esteban Ocon,
That's
who
where they slightly
will
run
not
off
be
the
in that
track.
Alpine next
Well,
year.
hopefully not a sign of things to come.
Will he retain a seat in Formula One, Ocon? Where can he go now? That's the question. Red Bull is on a downfall. Yeah, they are struggling a bit. Nice to see after some dominance. I think Red Bull could struggle again here. Yeah, I know they've had their issues off track, but I think certainly clear this car, this variation of last year's car, certainly not going to be as dominant. We've already seen that in these first few races, so good. If it continues across the next couple, it could end up being a very exciting season, because after the first 2-3 races, you're thinking, well, Max has won the championship. If he doesn't win the next 2 or 3 and Charles and the McLarens do well, then you start to think, well, actually, we could have a championship here. I already said to a friend, my prediction is that Max will win the Drivers' Championship, but Red Bull will not win the Constructors.
Let us know what your thoughts are.
I think
It's all
Perez
good.
doesn't
Check all cars and
score
drive.
highly enough for him.
Okay, copy.
Right, we'll get Lando back in. So braking stability is now right, so yeah. all we can do, really. Yeah, Dino, I agree. I think, as you say, the smoother tracks is where they're strongest. Saw in Singapore last year, even though how dominant they were, that car struggled. Ferrari got the win. As you say, it's probably just the advantage isn't as big, so... But it'll still be interesting, because I don't think we've seen, since the upgrades, McLaren's upgrades, Ferraris, Mercedes are now bringing upgrades, I'm sure Red Bull are anyway, but we haven't seen... It'll be interesting once we get to one of the smoother tracks to see what that gap is. If Max then dominates on that, that would be a shame, but if he's not, that'd be quite good. So, we went the wrong way there, 95%. I think we'll just stick with that. We'll see how that goes. Leclerc might come on in front of Max yet. Oh, if Charles can finish ahead of Max in the next race or two, then you have to say there's a championship battle on. I was very surprised that they retained Checo, to be fair. Not see that coming. I like Perez. I just think the thing I feel, as I say, with my my kind of bet there of saying that Red Bull wouldn't win the constructors, because I think Perez.
Okay, Oscar, that's the checkered flag.
It's very hard to compare Perez to Verstappen, but I think he's not bringing home 1-2s every time Verstappen wins, and I think that was okay last year when they're completely dominant. But going forward, they're going to be competing with Ferrari and McLaren. Then, yeah, I don't know if Perez is going to do enough to win them the constructors. Whereas when you look at the other driver pairings, Sainz and Charles Leclerc very close, Russell, Hamilton very close, Piastri is pushing Norris. I see the biggest gap in comparison from driver to driver in their own team for those front runners is Verstappen and Perez. That may well be just because Verstappen is so good, and anyone else in that seat would struggle and have that much of a gap. But yeah, obviously I think Red Bull, maybe also not too many other choices. Danny Rick's not really setting the world alight. Maybe they don't think Yuki would be up to Perez standard, so right, let's run along in this final practice session. Laps. This, confirm.
Okay, Oscar, so the track will go green now.
Yeah, Checo is on bad form. There's just something about that
Check.
second seat. It's like a poison charge. Checo's there for sale.
Happy with that? I think everything's fine.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah,
He does
copy.
bring in good money, doesn't he, Checo? Sponsorship as well. But not that Red Bull really need it, I feel. But I guess it helps balance the sheets and all of that good stuff. I think, unfortunately, you know, with all that's going on in Red Bull, they've got people leaving, not joining at the moment. So the Adrian Newey one would be a massive one. You know, if you're one of the best drivers on the grid, or, you know, 6 months ago, if there's a Red Bull seat going, everyone would want it. After the start of this season, does everyone want to get in that Red Bull seat? When you say everyone would want it, as we say, it's very difficult being next to Max, and everyone struggled in that second seat. But to be fair, it has been drivers that have been relatively new. When you've had Albon promoted Gasly. I would have been interested in a Sainz go in there, just to see what he could do compared to Verstappen. Now strong rumours that Sainz is heading to Williams, isn't he? Be an interesting one. And it's looking more and more like Kimi Antonelli is going to be in that Merc seat, which will be good. Be good to see a very young driver on the grid coming through. The new regs look pretty radical as well in terms of, although the drivers are saying they're going to be quite slow, which is unfortunate, even though they're making them a little bit smaller and lighter, but not by much. But yeah, I wasn't expecting so much changes in terms of, obviously we knew the power units. I thought it was going to be more heavily on the power units, but there's a lot of changes going on, aero, X mode and all this kind of stuff, with basically a DRS on the rear and front going forward. I think they've got manual override of power system on the engine when they need a bit more to overtake. It'll be interesting to see how that all shapes up. And there's no way someone like Adrian Newey, who loves, well, he loves the sport, but he loves a regulation change. And again, this one is a massive one. There's no way he doesn't want to be part of that. So pretty sure he's nailed on for Ferrari. If not, some other team, he's going to want to work on those regs. Alright, so we'll get the drivers back in the garage for the final time. There we go, 97%. Let's go with that. Oh, lovely jubbly. 100% for Lando. What's his tyres looking? Oh, yeah, should be fine. Let's send Lando back out. Just wait for Oscar to do what we need to. I don't think Kimi is going to improve for Mercedes in the first season. Yeah, I think it's an unknown. I think with rookies, you always have to judge them on 2 seasons, unless they're literally, you know, bidding it off every race and causing so much damage, etc. But I think it takes a year to get used to it. So, yeah, I don't think there'll be pressure on him to challenge George. Yeah, you've got to judge, I think, rookies after a couple of years. Opus Williams, anyone but Ferrari. Oh, for Adrian, sorry, yeah. Williams, that would be nice. I mean, if he does go to Ferrari, seemingly Lewis has nailed it again, hasn't he? You would think. I mean, at this rate, Lewis might have a good chance in 2025. Before the regs with Ferrari. There we go. Practice in this first race of the season is done and dusted. And let's have a look then. So wait for that set of satisfaction to come in, hopefully over qualifying. But we're in the 90s with him. Car parts knowledge 79%, so a little bit to do. New car. Track acclimatization 100% for both. Lando gets 100% setup satisfaction. So overall at the moment, Lando has a 94% driver prep, Oscar 74%, as we chased a little bit more on the setup that we didn't get at the end of that final practice session. Let's jump in to some qualifying. As we go, confirmation, sorry, of that 94%, sorry, driver prep for Lando and 74% for Oscar.
We're moving on now to the all-important...
I'll be rooting for Charles in that instance. I'm sensing you're not a Lewis fan over there, Dino. Let's... Right, let's jump in, as I say, to this first qualifying session of the season. As always, we're going to bank a lap in with both.
Sessions should be starting now.
We'll see how strong these banker laps are, of course. I think we got a bit of traffic there with Charles.
Just keep an eye on that delta.
So Norris
So
has a
just confirming-
1:29.788.
Back into the garage.
Piastri just a tenth off him, so this is what we hope to see. That's that.
Remember, the
Fair enough,
delta
fair enough.
needs to be negative at the end of the lap. If you could keep your pace up on the in lap.
Yeah.
Right, let's put some fresh softs on, ready to go. Do we need him though? Perez set the quickest time. It's really frustrating about Mick Schumacher not showing up, but at least we know there's only one, so we know who it is. I don't think we need to run again, do we? Some timing issues as well, haven't we, here? Might have been one of the updates that I put on that's just causing some glitches with the timing screen, so I'll have to have a look at that post-stream. See what's causing that. I don't think I'm going to run them again here, though. Here we go, we have got all the timings up now. We're obviously not running again. We should, I hope, be safe. End of session, and we are safe indeed. So we only done one run there in Q1. So this is looking pretty handy indeed. We're going to go on this scrub set just to get a banker in again. A big grade in Bahrain. We have got a big upgrade in Bahrain. Although 2021 was the lesser of two evils, as I'm not keen on Verstappen either. The current drivers, I'm a Hulk and Sainz fan, developing a soft spot for Piastri.
Just be careful with the warm-up.
Piastri, I do like Piastri very much. As I say, I'm more of a team, when it comes to Formula 1, more the team base, so at the end of the day I normally support whoever's in the McLaren team, so at the moment that's Piastri and Norris. I do have a little bit of a soft spot myself for Charles Leclerc. And I don't mind myself a little bit of Alex Albon either, I must say. To be fair, there's not many drivers on the grid that I despise. That's a bit of a strong word, isn't it? Verstappen, I think, has grown on me a bit. A couple of years, 2-3 years ago, really couldn't stand him, but it's not, as I say, one of my favourites. I just really used to despise him, but I don't despise him as much these days. But I still appreciate all the drives, even the ones you can't take to. You've got to appreciate the talent. Anyway, let's forward on and get these bankers in. Well, you must have been very happy, Dino, with Hulk bagging that drive then for Audi.
Tight. So call the car and we'll box.
And Piastri is within a tenth of Lando again, so we're liking
Delta
this.
negative at the end of the lap. Okay, look after the fuel on the way in.
Yeah.
We're liking this indeed. Let's get some fresh softs on then. Yeah, we're going to have a look at this because this timing screen is certainly glitching out. Right, let's have a look for them. Lando Norris. Oscar Piastri in Q2. Except Stroll. Stroll doesn't count though. Stroll's not really officially on the grid,
Obviously
is
there's
he?
bunching ahead.
So Oscar happy to open a lap.
Here we go then. Is Oscar going to encounter any traffic here?
Should be all clear. Good to
Let's
go.
see what we can do here. Will this be the first time? Oh, Lance, we're talking about Lance Stroll. He's in the TikTok chat now, sending some roses. Thanks, Lance, so much. We're just speaking how much we love Lance Stroll. That is much appreciated. Thank you very much. So we've not improved in that first sector. 27.1. 26.9 for Lando. What's this second sector time going to be? Hopefully Oscar can improve. I think he needs to find a tenth or two. We should get him into Q3. And as I say, it'll be the first time in this series that we've got both drivers into Q3. Right, let's switch that view over so you can see the timings a little bit better there. We've not encountered any traffic yet. What do we do that second second? Not going quicker though, is he? 40.6. It's a very slow sector, in fact. Oh, and that's a lock-up from Oscar as well. Is Lando going to have to slow for that?
It helps when you stay on the track there.
We did just see that, but that's
Now here we
unfortunate.
are at the final corner.
Oscar Piastri locking up on the final corner here.
Struggling with the car. But that's just the...
Trying to gain a little bit more time. And just pushed a bit too hard, so Oscar
That's
doesn't
the check
improve.
flag.
Is Lando improving? Lando's safe anyway. Looks like Oscar's going to be safe. Yeah, Oscar is safe as well. So it's the first time in the series that we have got both drivers through into Q3. And that is a good omen, seeing this is the first race of the season. This is working out very well for us here. Let's start on some fresh softs, shall we?
Okay, Oscar. So the track will go green now.
Well, let's get them out on these first runs then. What can the boys do? First time together in Q3. Let's go on board with Lando, shall we? I really hope we can get him a podium. Holker, yeah. I think it can. Maybe not in the first year. It's a multi-year deal, isn't it? Hulk's got the Audi. I think is it 2 or 3 years, so got a good chance. Here we go then. In this first sector of Q3 on the first runs, we'll look to do 2 runs. What is this first sector time going to be for Lando? Will be purple because he is the first one out. But he has gone quicker than Oscar, so 27 flat, 27.2. So Oscar, a couple of tenths off that first lap. Got a bit of traffic here, moving out of the way there. Need the same up here. So 40.4 middle sector. 40.3 Oscar. Goes quicker than Lando in that middle sector. There's about a tenth between them now as Lando is about to come across the line. What is he going to set in this final qualifying session? There's a 130.1.
Get the delta negative.
And Oscar
Box.
does
Pull the car.
just a couple of attempts off him. So not bad at all from Oscar there. It's forward on. But Charles Leclerc goes quicker than both. We're 8th and 9th as it is. Can we improve here? See what we can do on these final runs. Here we go then. Final run in Q3. What can we do here? Hopefully some green sectors, that's what we're looking for. Lando's about a couple of tenths off. About half a second off starting on the second row. Quite a bit to find, to be fair. See what we can do here. Green at first sector, that's what we like to see. 27.1. 26.8 for Lando. That is very nice indeed. Lando is 3 tenths up on Oscar in that first sector. Oscar is going quicker himself though. Hopefully another green sector here.
And that's the checkered flag, Oscar.
Alonso, Gasly have finished. They're not going any quicker. What's this middle sector going to be for Oscar Piastri? It's green again, and it's a 40.2. What's Lando saying? 40.0. So Lando is gaining a lot here. We see him in the background here. Oscar's going to go quicker. Is he going to go quicker enough to get up to Stroll and Charles Leclerc here? Here we go. Oscar Piastri across the line in Q3. Yes, he goes quicker than both Stroll and Charles Leclerc. What can Lando Norris do? He looks to be on a great lap here. Lando Norris. 4th. Lovely. And just a few hundredths off Max Verstappen in the Red Bulls. That is not bad at all in our first qualifying session of the year. Starting in 4th and 7th. That is easily Oscar's best qualifying. It's Lando's as well. We've still got Stroll actually to set a time though. So Stroll does jump Oscar.
Good job
I
today.
think everyone's finished now. Magnussen hasn't, but I'm not expecting that. So Stroll does actually jump Piastri, but still 4th and 8th. Very much our best ever result in this series. And Lando has a chance of a podium in the very first race of the season. So this is exciting, especially if we really push on the design work this season. We have definitely, hopefully, got a chance of getting some, well, regular points looks nailed on, but hopefully some podiums and maybe even some wins coming our way as well. So there we have it. That is the final classification then. Max Verstappen puts on pole, so these Red Bulls still looking pretty good this year. The Aston Martins look very strong though, based off this first session. Fernando Alonso 3rd, Lance Stroll 5th. So it's Max Verstappen on pole, his teammate Perez in 2nd. Then we have Fernando Alonso. Then it's ourselves, Lando Norris, in 4th place. Then we have Lance Stroll in 5th, Carlos Sainz in 6th, Pierre Gasly in 7th, Oscar Piastri 8th. Charles Leclerc will be disappointed with that for Ferrari in 9th. Hey Mag, great result for Haas in 10th. Then we have Ocon, who will start in 11th. The 2 Williams of Yuki Tsunoda now in that car. Alexander Albon, George Russell. So these Mercedes actually missed that completely. So Mercedes really struggling. So what is that? 14th and 17th. 18th, 19th, 20th. Yeah. 14th and 17th. For Mercedes. So absolute nightmare start to the season. It looks like the Mercedes look like they're going to be dropping off the career. And then we've got Zhou, Danny Ricciardo in the 2 RBs, Lewis Hamilton, as we say, in 17th, Bottas in 18th, Mick Schumacher in 19th, and Hulkenberg dead last for Haas in 20th, which seems odd because his teammate finished 10th, so looks like he just didn't get a good lap in Q1. Right. So we are going to save it there. I think that timing might be messed up because I put both the renames on the RBs and Sauber, so I might have to revert Sauber back to Alfa Romeo, but if that makes it. Let's just overwrite that. There we have it. We are back. I'm back from holiday. We're back on these streams. We'll be back again on Tuesday. So as always, we're on the normal schedule now, Tuesday and Friday, 7:15 BST. So we'll resume this one on Tuesday, where we'll have the first race of this 2024 season. Pretty exciting, to be fair, because we are going to be starting in 4th and 8th. So good chance for a good haul of points in that first race. Can Lando move up and claim his first podium for us on this game? And, or can he even challenge for the win? Thanks again if you dropped into the stream and the comments. As Dino has on YouTube, Merc seems to drop off on this game. Yeah, I've heard a lot. I think you said on that, Merc, on your saves were really struggling. So it looks like that's going to be the case this year, certainly off the basis for that first Bahrain qualifying session. They look to be about 6th or 7th fastest team. So it'll be a struggle for Mercedes this year, but we are looking pretty damn good. So again, thanks for all the likes, comments, Lance Stroll with the roses sent, and all the likes and subscribes and follows. We'll be back at 7:15 on Tuesday to continue this race. If you haven't already, jump over to YouTube for the latest episodes and highlights.